Hello, this is David Jenkins, La Plata Town Council member from Ward 4. I will be your host for this podcast titled La Plata Ward 4 Update, providing updates about the La Plata Town Council meetings, issues affecting you as residents, and other related activities. I've also started a La Plata Ward 4 video update, which are short videos about specific projects and issues, and have been posted to my Facebook page, facebook.com/djenkinslp Town Council Ward 4 /. These videos are also posted to the app or the website called Nextdoor, www.nextdoor.com//newsfeed. A little background: the Town Council has their work sessions each month on the second and third Tuesday, and then we have our business meeting on the fourth Tuesday. All meetings start at 6 p.m., and now the Town Council work sessions and business meetings are now hybrid. That is, you can attend in person or virtually. Each agenda provides a link to attend virtually using the Microsoft Teams platform. Meeting agendas can be accessed to the town website, www.townlaplata.org. And please note, all meetings are recorded, so you can view them later at your leisure. So now let's get started with our latest update. Hi, and welcome again to this latest episode of La Plata Ward 4 Update Podcast. This is David Jenkins, La Plata Town Council member from Ward 4, and your host for this podcast. This next episode is about Complete Streets, a program by the National Complete Streets Coalition launched in 2004 by the Smart America Group. This is a nonprofit, nonpartisan alliance of public interest organizations and transportation professionals committed to the development and implementation of complete streets policies and practices. This particular program has a real interest for me, as I believe this program has a direct connection to one of my town council priorities as a town council member based upon the 2020 Town Comprehensive Plan. Specifically, goal number 16, which reads, continue to make La Plata a very walkable community. This also, frankly, is very personal for me. I am a walker and a cyclist, and also having been a runner, but due to a knee injury, I now am an avid walker and cyclist. So I have firsthand experiences about speeding on our neighborhood streets and around La Plata. Unfortunately, this also includes several close calls of almost being hit by a car, even after or trying to practice safe behavior when walking or riding. This includes when I walking on the correct side of the road, to wear clothing that can be seen. And when I do have to walk on the streets because in my community there are no sidewalks, I again obey all the traffic regulations. When I ride my bike, I wear a helmet. I wear reflective clothing. I have bike lights. I have a white light in my front that flashes and a red light to the rear. I also have a flashing red light on my helmet. And as always, I obey the rules of the road. Stop for traffic signals and stop for stop signs. So you ask, why is this important? Well, let me give you a little context, and perhaps let's start with the big picture. Unfortunately, we're in the midst of an historic and alarming increase in the number of people struck and killed while walking. And this has been on a steady rise since 2009, reaching unprecedented levels not seen in 30 years. The Complete Streets issue an annual report called Dangerous by Design, and their current 2021 version has the following information about the extent of this danger. Between 2010 and 2019, drivers struck and killed 53,439 people while walking throughout the United States, more than 14 people per day on average. That's astounding. The number of people struck and killed each year has grown by 45% between 2010 and 2019. And in 2018 and 2019, we saw the highest numbers of pedestrian deaths since 1990. Now, one metric that is used and as a measure of pedestrian rates that is used by complete streets is called the Pedestrian Danger Index, or PDI. Now, this index takes pedestrian deaths per 100,000 people, and then it normalizes it by walking rates. All these scores have been used in the current and previous editions of the Dangerous by Design report. They were also calculated using walking rates measured from the census information entitled Means of Transportation to Work data. Now, while walk to work percentage is merely a proxy for walking trips in an area, the metric is available uniformly across all states and the top 100 metropolitan statistical areas in the country. So this provides a common base to measure things. Now, to move down to a more state level and a state perspective, Maryland, according to the 2021 Dangerous by Design report, ranks each state. Maryland is ranked number 18 in the country with a PDI of 72.0, or 1.8 average annual pedestrian fatalities per 100,000 between 2010 and 2019. This is above the national average of 63.3, or 1.6 annual pedestrian fatalities per $100,000. To bring it down to the regional level, we look at the Washington, Arlington, Alexandria, D.C., Western Maryland, Western West Virginia metropolitan area. This area is ranked 81, which is 1.3 annual average pedestrian fatalities per 100,000, and a PDI of 40.3. So the good news here is that we're above the average of the national average for metropolitan areas of 1.6 and 69.3. So that's a good thing. So based on this perspective, what is complete streets? It's an integration of people and place in the planning, design, construction, operation, and maintenance of transportation networks, primarily roads. I would refer you to their website, smartgrowthamerica.org, and then you can put in what are complete streets, and that'll give you a great summary of this program. And that's the basis for this information I'm giving you today. So it's an overall approach to the planning, design, and building of streets that enables safe access for all users. And I want to emphasize that all users, including pedestrians, bicyclists, motorists, and transit riders of all ages and abilities. It is the Complete Streets program is meant to fix incomplete streets. That is, that they fail to consider the needs of all people and frankly use outdated measures in design. And what I mean by that is, and you can read this for yourself as well, there's always been the design of roads has always been on the two issues. That is, how to get the maximum number of cars through a street or in throughput at the highest possible speeds. So now we're seeing, unfortunately, the bad after effects of speed over safety. Now, while complete streets is a process, and there are many, many approaches to street design, and so there's no singular template or prescription for a complete street. Each one is unique and should respond to each community and context and geography where they are. So a complete street may include sidewalks or bike lanes or wide paved shoulders, special bus lanes, comfortable and accessible public transportation stops, frequent and safe crosswalks, median islands, accessible pedestrian signals, curb extensions or bub-outs, narrower travel lanes, and roundabouts, and others. So the context and needs of each user are different in different geographies, specifically whether they're the urban areas, rural, or suburban like we are here in La Plata and Charles County. So they're all going to look different, but they're all going to have different approaches, again, depending upon their geography. Now, there are specifics, or there are some common elements of what a complete streets policy should be. I'm not going to read all those, but they're all available on the website, so you can review all those. There's also on the website specific examples of how different communities have adopted complete streets as a policy. And these have been adopted in over 1,600 policies within the United States, Puerto Rico, and the District of Columbia, This also includes 35 state governments. I'm glad to see that the Maryland Department of Transportation and the State Highways Administration here in Maryland adopted a complete streets policy in 2012. And then again, that's available on their website as well. So you ask, what are we doing here in the town of La Plata? Well, there are a couple of things that we're working on. As I stated earlier, a walkable La Plata is in our town 2020 comprehensive plan. So that's important. Based upon that plan, the town's fiscal 23 budget, which starts July 1st, has budgeted funds for sidewalk retrofitting or nude sidewalks and will be in our capital improvements plan. In addition, La Plata has retained a transportation consulting firm called Mead Hunt to support recommendations from the town's safety committee to analyze and provide recommendations on traffic and pedestrian safety issues on town streets. Current activities they're working on include a study of St. Mary's Avenue for road safety and additional signage and crosswalks. We're working with them on a state grant for their radio station walkway project. And you can see, I talked about that in a previous podcast on April the 3rd, and then I provided a video update on that project on April 5th. These have all been posted on my Facebook page and the Nextdoor website. So all links about this information I will provide in the podcast notes. This includes links to the Complete Streets website and the Maryland Department of Transportation website as well. So as we close out this podcast, here's my ask. I urge you to read and fully understand how we need to change how we design and build streets in our community, your community. This also includes fixing our current streets or, if necessary, retrofitting them to accommodate all users, not just for cars and traffic. So again, thanks for listening. And as always, I welcome your questions and comments. So you can email me, at djenkins@townoflaplata.org. Thanks again and hope to hear from you soon. This concludes the latest La Plata Town Council Ward 4 update. I hope you find this podcast informative and useful. So let me know what you think. I look forward to speaking to you again and listening to your questions and concerns. To reach me, my email address is djenkins@townoflaplata.org, or my cell phone number is 301-263-3471. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.